Today I will be showing you how to estimate an apex value roof. First of all, one of the most important things to do is to ensure your pricing is up to date. To do this, I'll go to the library, like so. I'll click on library. On the right hand side you can see all the various options found within the library, and we'll look at the price book, and in particular the material price book. I click on open, and a few seconds later we have the price book for the prices, the master price book that is. So if I'd like to adjust any of the prices, I can simply type in the item that I'd like to adjust. So to adjust, so I just type in tiles perhaps, like so, hit enter, and then the software will show me all the items relating to tiles found within the software. From here I can then adjust any of the prices that we need to obviously to cost for the job that we're working on here, which is for an apex value roof. Obviously once we've made our adjustments here for the materials, and of course perhaps I click across to labour and the adjustments for the tiling for the labour, we are then ready to begin estimating. And to continue from here we just go to the dashboard like so, and we create a new job. I click on create new job, and I'm going to do a quote using an estimating template, or calculator I should say. I'll click on it like so, and from there it will bring up the estimating calculators for me. To do this, I'll enter a job name, so perhaps Mr. Smith, apex roof extension maybe. We'll tell the software I'm going to have a master price book that we have built in, and then we can select a group of estimating calculators that we'd like to use. I'm going to go with an apex value roof extension here perhaps. We select a start date for the job, so whenever it may be, so I'll put it into early next year, select a start date, and then I use a automatically calculated build program here, simply so it does it for me, and then I go with the type of spec that I want to go with, and it is an extension specification, so it chooses the items that are most likely used for an extension. And of course I can make any mini spec adjustments here, such as the roof tiling, so I can select a different type of tile for the job. I can then review the profit markup that I would like to make on the overhead, and the profit of course the profit markup, and of course I can do the same again for inflation rates. So if you're doing a job some way down the line, the software will take into account the inflation that will take place on those materials, and it will adjust obviously the cost accordingly. And of course that applies to labour, plant, subcontract, sundry, and delay before inflating costs time. So if you obviously want to delay the time before inflation kicks in, you can set that here. When we hit close, we can then hit create job, and then the software will bring together for me the calculators that I would like for me to use for the apex value roof here. So this will take a couple of seconds, but once it's in place we can then begin estimating the apex value roof. Once we're ready there, we can then begin the estimating process. So if I go to the estimating calculators that are available, you can see there are quite a number of them available. To begin estimating for the apex value roof, I simply click on the search box here, type in apex and hit enter, and it will give me the relevant roofing workbooks available for an apex value roof. So I'll select this one here, and I will click open. From that, it will allow me to begin doing the estimating process. So open it like I do, like so, and I can then do it manually using the text boxes here, or I can of course use the dimension wizard. I click on the dims wizard here, and I can do it in a visual manner. to do this. From the plan that we work from, we can then confirm all the details that are required on the plan. I click on Tech Tips and Tech Labels, so it shows me what I'm looking at, it shows us what we're looking at, and then it's simply a case of confirming the information in each of the boxes. We hold the cursor above each of the boxes and confirm the dimensions for each of the items, so the wall width 1, so the clear span of the joists between the joists there, and the thickness of the second wall as well. We can adjust the pitch of the roof in itself, so perhaps if I lower that down to 35 degrees maybe, adjust the parent roof down to perhaps maybe a bin 40. Whatever it may be, it can be so we then confirm all the purlins and binders that are required. Of course, if there's any E-faces, I'm going to put that required there as well. I click through to the timber and roof strap details, and once again I can confirm all the details that are required for the roof in here. So I can confirm, of course, the span of the joist noggins there. I can confirm the distance between the gable straps. I can confirm obviously the spacing of the rafter noggins to support the plasterboard in itself. The wall plate strap fixing tenters, of course. The length of the gable noggins, and details on the eaves, roof ventilators, the tiling fillets and support, and of course if there's a gap and vent, and obviously the size of that. Of course we can then confirm the gable straps of the converged centre levels, and indeed the spacing of the gable noggins there as well. And finally here on the right, all the finer information that will be required to have that roof obviously held in place there. We go to the roof structure information box 1 again, and then we hit next. Obviously on the second side of the roof, so we can confirm obviously the length of the roof that can be adjusted as we need. So if it's perhaps 5 meters long, we can then add that in and confirm the thickness of the wall, the third wall length there, and obviously all the finer details in terms of the gable rafters, number of barge boards, and so on and so forth. We can even confirm details such as the gutters, the distance between the fixing centres, the downpipe fixing centres. You can really go to town in the level of detail that is provided and required to actually detail, to plan your roof. You can be absolutely exacting to exactly everything that has gone into the plan here. I go to next once again, and then we can confirm obviously all the details here as well. So we can confirm the number of gable abutments there, the length of the abutment itself, obviously if there's sarking board, if there's tile lathes and so on, you can confirm that as we need, if there's a tile vent, if there's insulation, and the level of insulation overlap to the edge of the ceiling there as well. We can confirm obviously the tiling details for the roof as well. So whether there's a proprietary system being used, is there a sand or cement point ridge, a tiling verge tiles required, etc, etc. Go to tiling installation information box again, we hit next, and then we can confirm the roof finish in itself. So we can confirm, are you of course under tile of the rafters, are they being plastered, are they being decorated? So obviously are you going to make the inside of the roof look special, or if it's going to be left obviously plain. Obviously then you have the ceiling. Is the ceiling plastered? Is it decorated? And finally we confirm are the proppets, the primed soffits primed? Are we going to decorate the soffits? Are we going to obviously prime the barge boards and fascias? And are we going to decorate the barge boards and fascias once they have been primed? And to cost the roof, it is simple and as straightforward as that. That is the roof having been calculated. I can hit finish, and that has now been costed up for us. As you can see, it is a very simple and straightforward process. Once you've selected all the relevant dimensions for the apex valley roof, and though you're happy with the dimensions and everything that has been selected, you can then of course adjust any materials that you have used for the roof. And it's simply a case of clicking on the item you'd like to adjust, like so, going to edit or change resource. So if you want to change the resource, simply click on change resource, and up will pop a menu allowing you to choose the relevant material that you would like in its place. It's simply a case of clicking on the item and hitting select resource. You then confirm the details on the resource, including the usage factor, so the amount of a particular item goes in a particular area, or the volume or dimension, simply as it's required, and then you click OK and OK. Alternatively, you can go to the resource wizard. You can then quite literally visually adjust any materials that you'd like to adjust for the actual roof. You simply click on the heading you'd like to adjust, go to the resource type if you'd like to adjust it, go to the resource used, and select the relevant item that you would like to use in its place. Again, you can adjust the usage factor. In this case, actually 1 meter of sawn soft wood, kiln dried wood. Obviously takes up 1 meter of those within the rafters, or whatever it may be, of course. You click on OK and OK, and then that material is adjusted. This also applies to any labour that goes into the job as well. You simply just go to this drop down menu here and adjust the labour, plant, subcontract and sundry items that are used in this particular area of the job. And that is how, using the tools in EstimatorXpress, you can build up an apex valley roof. I trust you found this useful and interesting, and we have further videos on their way explaining how to do further aspects of the builds that you may do. Thank you for watching.